welcome to our 8-week program, Balancing the Energies, both masculine and feminine. I want to thank you for being here and escorting me on this journey and for escorting each other. You are going to be play such an important role in each other's life over the next 8 weeks, and I'm so looking forward to seeing that. I also want to thank you for entrusting me with this information that I'm going to be providing for you, because the truth of the matter is it hasn't yet been provided to me. There's simply an excitement and an interest in the topic and a belief and a faith that it will be delivered to us all in divine time. So thank you for trusting me with that and trusting yourself for signing up for this program. So with that said, I want to start this program with one of the most peculiar things you're ever going to hear. And that is that even Saddam Hussein had a love, and that was for Doritos. A teacher of mine said that a few years ago, and it always stuck with me because it reminded me that we are all born with the innate understanding of love. And so it is our choice every day what muscle we choose to work. And so I really am so interested these days in developing the muscle of the feminine. And I'll tell you why. I used to be in the corporate world. I was in sales, and my partner at the time called me CF73, Carolyn Flyer 73, because it had the sound of a robot. And when I was in work mode, I was in robot mode, I was in solving mode, I was in logical mode, I was in get things done mode. And I got things done. But there was a way that I moved through the world in a very unbalanced way. And so it came to be that I left the corporate world, which did wonders for me and really supported me in becoming the woman that I am today. But I left the corporate world and I started working in the intuitive field, as many of you know. And there was a way when I sat down with clients, somebody else or something else was birthed within me. And it was this beautiful goddess, I know that sounds kooky, but who had the ability to be so present and drop everything that I had ever known and moved through the world with was dropped. All that resided was really what, on some level, I was born with, which was unconditional love and presence and intuition and inspiration and connection to spirit. And what I found in that way of being was that I was able to call in things that only blood, sweat, and tears brought into my life before. And here, now, I could call it in with simple inspiration. So where this got really tricky for me was that as soon as my office door opened, all of that fell to the wayside. That upright chin and pushed out chest went back to the way that I used to be. It was like head down, progress, gotta do, gotta get, gotta cross off my list. And all of those things are so stinking important, and they allow me to have food in the refrigerator and bills paid. But I realized that there was something missing. There's such a beautiful balance that can be had when we can call in both the masculine and the feminine. And so that is one big piece that brings me here today. How do we know what and when to call in the different energies, and how do we balance the two? So today was actually a really good example of that for me. I got a call from my son Alex's school, and that he's 4 years old, and he had a really lousy day, and he cried through a good bit of his morning. And so the more logical side of me went right to trying to figure this out, and that made a whole lot of sense. How do I make this little boy feel more comfortable tomorrow? And I was on a hike at the time, trying to prepare for this conversation. And I said, you know what? Let's see what it would feel like to call in the feminine energy in this moment. And so I felt into it. And what I felt was utter heartbreak for this little boy, that he was uncomfortable where he was. And I just sat with that for a little bit. And what came up for me was that all Alex needed upon seeing me was just my heart and just my availability and just the simple question of, what can I do for you? As opposed to, what can I figure out for you so that you don't have to do this, ever again. You don't have to experience this because I'm going to take this from you. And so it was in that moment that I realized how relevant this material is and how we can call it into our everyday in every situation, that beautiful balance. I will probably do something more, different for Alex tomorrow, but in that moment, all I needed was to go back into my body and offer him just my heart and just my love. So that was my simple example for today, and I want to ask you to either jot down or just feel into in this moment. What could you have brought, or what would you bring to a situation that occurred today? It could have been so simple, something that happened on the bus or something at a stoplight or something in the office. What could you have brought a different energy to? And I don't know where you're stronger, whether it's masculine or feminine. Where could you have brought more masculine energy today? Or where could you have brought more feminine energy? And how would that have shifted the situation? So really feel into that one today. I'm going to be sending you an exercise in a couple of days. And it's going to break out different areas of your life. There's going to be health, there's going to be career, there's going to be spiritual, there's going to be partnership or family. And what I want you to do is, over time, once a week, I want you to choose one topic area that you want to work on. And it's going to ask you where you reside within that topic right now. So where do I reside in relationship? And then I'm going to ask you to feel into what it would look like if you brought in the weaker energy into that relationship, and really ask you to spell out how that relationship might shift if you brought a different energy to it. We're going to be doing one of those sections per week, and then I'm going to have you speak to a partner about it and really be so cognizant throughout the week about calling in that other energy. And we'll go deeper into that as the week progresses or the weeks progress. So in the meantime, this is going to be a short assignment or a short video just to be with for a little bit, just kind of playing with, dipping your toe in the water of different energies. And we're going to have a conference call this week and kind of get into the meat of this content. And I will look forward to that. So thank you again for joining me, and hold on to the saddle.